many coffee mugs. I'm like, yeah, but we also break coffee mugs like all the time. So,
but we don't have this one.
Exactly. See, I didn't have this before the other day. So I mean, there you go. Now I do.
Exactly.
And they came in a set. So the other one says "Good morning, beautiful," and that's hers. So.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're recording.
Oh yes.
I feel like I just woke up, but that was like 5 hours ago.
Oh man. Yeah, I was up super early. Like I woke up and then I was like, oh, maybe I should go back to sleep. And I was like, oh wait, I don't know what time the Gamescast is gonna be. I'll just stay up until it happens.
Right? Because you didn't say what time it was gonna be. And then I was like, oh, I should probably ask. Like,
I didn't realize until this morning, like, oh well, I'm up. So I took out the trash, made some coffee, just bullshitted around the house. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What did I do this morning? I worked because I work every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I played some video games.
Nice.
Podcasts.
What did you play?
My dad and I got the Ghost Recon Wildlands game.
Oh,
it's super
fun.
How is
that, by the way?
It's
I've
really
heard good things about it.
It's really fun. It's like, it might not be like technically astounding or anything, but like it's a incredibly fun game to just dick around with your friends.
Nice.
Because it's like it's just like an open world, right? So anyone could go anywhere. And and there's like all different types of things that you could do, like assaulting bases and like flying helicopters, cars, stuff like that. Different guns, attachments that you can get, skill points. Yeah, so it's just like incredibly fun for me and my dad to just like fly in a helicopter, jump out of the helicopter, and parachute in and kill a bunch of dudes.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's real fun. We try to do tactical, like we try to stealth in on a base sometimes. And there's like a drone that you could throw up in the air, and everyone can have a drone. So me and my dad both throw our drones up, and we start scoping the place out.
Nice.
And we try to snipe people, but then one of us ends up missing. My dad's actually pretty good with the sniper rifle, apparently. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Nice.
Like, while I'm scouting people out, he's just like sniping them all off, and it's pretty fun. But yeah, I usually end up screwing something up, and I just end up going loud with a giant light machine gun, just mow everyone down.
Hey, as long as it's not a hostage situation, right?
Yeah, they say that it's like, oh, there's like a civilian there. Like the voiceover is trying to be all serious. So it's like, oh, got eyes on a civilian. Make sure not to kill him. and me just going, ah. Yeah, it's fun. I thought about waiting for the PC version to be cheap enough, but it was on sale.
Oh, you can get it on console?
Yeah, I got it on PlayStation 4. It was on sale for like $26.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Is it still full price on
PC? I think so. Yeah.
Oh, it looks like it's on sale right now too.
For how much?
$26.99 US.
Okay, so maybe like $30 Canadian.
Yeah.
On the Steam store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it goes through to Uplay though. So.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah. I always get or not confused, but like I'm always wary when I see like recent reviews mixed and then all reviews mostly positive. And I'm like, well, now I gotta dig deeper and actually look at some of these reviews. I've heard enough good things about this one though. Might be worth picking up.
Yeah, it's 36 Canadian here, so that's a little pricey for me.
Yeah. Like if it's more than like $35 for me, I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
If it's $20 and I know it's a good game, I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah, do it.
Yeah, like $25, that's not so bad. Like whatever.
Yeah. But if it's like 35, 36, I'm like, are you sure? Is it really worth
that's close to 40. There might be a better sale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For 40, I could get two $20 games, you know?
Exactly.
So oh, by the way, I picked up Divinity, the first one.
Oh, okay. There's co-op.
Yeah, it was on sale. Yeah. So I haven't actually played too much of it yet, but I just kind of like did some of the tutorial stuff. But it seems pretty cool. It seems like a cool game. I kind of like that it's turn-based. I haven't really been into turn-based stuff for a while.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Divinity.
Oh, I was just
Original Sin.
Divinity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The first one.
Is the second one turn-based?
I assume so.
Yeah, I believe so.
I made my Ghost Recon guy look like Solid Snake or Big Boss rather.
Of course he did. Does he have an eye patch?
Yeah, he's got the eye patch. He's got the paint, the face paint.
Nice. Good old eye patch.
Or I guess Naked Snake, because I don't think he was Big Boss then.
Oh, right.
Hello, your webcam's off again.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
That's weird. There we go.
There you
that was
go.
Weird.
Justin, you recording?
Yep.
All right. Publish now. Okay.
I'm weirdly not as yellow today. This light has like a yellow hue. I know I can change the color, but this is the one that like looks the best. But it's usually a little too yellow. But I don't know what it is today. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're not a Simpsons character.
Yeah.
Right. Hello, everyone. No, I'm gonna redo that one.
That's startling.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Char Shot Gamescast, where each and every week friends gather around and talk about the games they're playing, the shit's going on in their lives. This week, I am joined by Justin.
Hi.
That's it. Okay.
What?
Usually you have some kind of snappy response.
Nah.
Okay.
I like to keep you on your toes.
And Lo, what are you doing today? I don't know.
What am I doing? You know exactly what I'm doing. I'm hanging out with you guys.
Oh.
Also, hi everyone.
This week I lost 10.5 pounds.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Which is kind of crazy because I was doing this like metabolic diet thing. There's like a metabolic clinic near my doctor's, so she suggested me to go there, and they put me on this like low carb, low sodium, low sugar diet. So like all the bad things that you love to eat. And that's been incredibly difficult to do, but like I didn't even realize I lost 10.5 pounds, which is crazy.
Nice.
I was just like, this is not working out. Like, I'm probably just going to give this up and go back to eating crap. But if it's getting results, then I'll keep doing it.
I mean, you have to want to do it. You can't just like judge it by the results all the time, because for one, it will go down over time. Like the first few weeks is going to be a lot of water weight as your body like acclimates, and then it'll kind of become normal. So it'll slow down the results. But also you won't feel so crappy all the time because your body will be used to what you're eating.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, I have a hard time going back to sugary stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Like, I can't do like gummies or anything anymore, like just straight up sugar. I'll occasionally eat some chocolate. Like, I had some at the movies last night because I kind of wanted some chocolate. But yeah, like, I can't do like super sugary drinks or anything like that. It's intense. So you'll notice the changes and you'll get like used to what you're doing and it'll be fine. But you have to want to make the change. You can't just do it for the results.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to like look at the results every day or every week. Like, I kind of just go to the clinic just because it keeps it like in my mind, it means it's a real thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that helps. But like, I've noticed that I've been able to wake up a lot better and have a little bit more energy throughout the day, which is really helpful.
Good. Good.
I used to have like 3 alarms to wake up at 6 o'clock or 6:30, and now I only have 1, and it works out. And I don't even need it sometimes, which is great.
Do you snooze though? Do you hit snooze?
No. I just turn off the alarm when I
Nice.
used to. I used to just turn off the alarms because why would I hit snooze? It's a harder button to hit.
You're not running on sugar energy anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Which lasts like half an hour and then you pass out.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything going on in their lives?
I saw Black Panther last night, but we're going to talk about that on Charged Up this week. So
nice.
Nice.
Because Ben's watching it on Monday.
I've heard good things about Black Panther.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. I've been thinking about. I've been having a lot of troubles trying to get back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I skipped
after
out
what?
After Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I haven't seen one since then. And I thought about getting into Thor because that's going to be coming out soon on rental, or if it's out already.
It's out on digital now.
Yeah. So I thought about renting it, maybe watching it, or going through the Android TV I have. But I think I might just skip all of them until I hit Infinity War. Just watch that because that's the only thing I really care about.
You'll probably want to watch a few at least. Ragnarok and Black Panther pretty much lead directly into Infinity War.
Okay.
You can skip Guardians 2. Well, you already watched Guardians 2. Spider-Man, you can kind of get the context clues from Civil War.
I forgot I saw Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Well, that was after Guardians. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah. Then you really do need to watch Ragnarok and Black Panther because those two are pretty quick lead-ins.
Fine, I'll watch those two. I'm so over the superhero craze now. Like. But I'm still on it because it's like that treadmill that just keeps going.
But Marvel's doing that on purpose because they have all of their things like tie into each other so well.
That's why I don't read
you
comic books.
Have to watch them.
Yeah.
Comics are way worse about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
This is like 20 or 17 movies, I think, leading into Infinity War because there's a few more before Avengers 4, where it'll be like 22.
Yeah.
Compared to like, hundreds of comics.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. When you can.
Because we've been watching through a lot of them. We've skipped a few that aren't that important or we just don't like. We're trying to kind of do the watch through all of the ones that are important leading up to Infinity War. So I'm pretty familiar with everything right now.
Nice.
You've been playing anything over the past week?
A little bit. Mostly a lot of Final Fantasy 15. After last week when I checked out the Pocket Edition, it kind of reminded me that like I actually really like some aspects of that game.
Yeah.
And so then Saturday we went to see some houses and kind of got into the weeds of like, wanting to actually like finally, like finalize our decision on a house. And it was kind of stressful. So I spent like all that day Sunday from like when I woke up at 8 or so until bedtime with like, food breaks, playing Final Fantasy 15. So like 13 hours of that game. And I went from like chapter 6, I think, like the stuff right after you do Titan, I believe, up through after Leviathan, I think. Maybe Shiva, I don't remember. The game becomes really linear at around like chapter 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And so that through like the end of the game is pretty much just like kind of set piece to set piece with like sections of sitting around on a train in between them. Like it's literally that linear that your only movement is like walking up and down a train, picking up items and talking to people.
Yeah.
And then it like lets you out at the next area. You do that thing, get back on the train, go to the next. So yeah, I spent a lot of the time like in the chapters like 6 through 9 or whatever, cleaning up some of the side quests and stuff that I had missed. And then got into the more linear parts. But then throughout this week, I picked it up a few more times to get into the DLC because I loaded it up last weekend and then like I hadn't played it since around when Zelda came out. Because I think I played it once after Zelda came out and I was like, the exploration of this game is not fun anymore. But now I'm kind of like, I'm over that and I'm seeing it for what it does well and not what it's like, you know, what's annoying about it. There's still plenty of annoying things. Like the fast travel system is just stupid. I didn't notice that my car was almost out of gas one time when I left. And so I made it about halfway to a quest I was going to do and it broke down. And so the only options are to either have it towed back to the last rest stop and then like leave from there again. If you don't, you know, if it's not a fast travel point, which this wasn't, or just like walk the whole way there. Actually, it died right around a chocobo spot. So I paid for a chocobo for a day and it never showed up.
What?
Oh,
so like I couldn't get another one, I don't think. And I couldn't ride my chocobo to where I was trying to go. So yeah, I just tried to walk there and it took forever. And I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna like try to like tow my car, you know, and get it refueled. And it like took me all the way back to Hammerhead when I was trying to go like up as far north as you can go, like 10 miles away or something like that.
Wow.
So I got back to Hammerhead and I'm like, screw it, I'll do some other side quests for a while. This was stupid.
Yeah.
And I'd spent like an hour walking all that way because it's so slow. So yeah, there's some really dumb parts of that game that really just slow the whole process down. But I've actually kind of enjoyed it more with the more linear parts. And so I basically like I got through where Gladios leaves and then comes back, and then I did his DLC section to see where he was when he was gone, because they say to wait until you finish the game to play those sections. But I was like, no, like I assume you get stuff for completing it, so I want that thing for the end of the game.
Yeah.
Right. So I did his section, and it was cool. Like it was very linear. Like you're basically just going through a series of trials to get to Gilgamesh, who is like he's supposed to be like the mini armed warrior, like Blade Master type in all the other games. For some reason in this game he has one arm. But whatever. That's weird. And so yeah, I did that section, and it plays more of kind of like a God of War type thing. He's very like brute strength. And so you combine just like the circle combos, like just holding down circle and doing a bunch of attacks, and it builds up a meter that lets you do different special attacks depending on how full the meter is, which is kind of cool. And there's a lot more focus on like the dodge and parry system, which I actually got pretty decent at with that, because it's like you can't, you know, warp away or anything. You have to just like, it's more melee focused. And it doesn't have magic or anything like that. So it actually it made me enjoy the combat system more, actually. And then there's a section later in the game where you get separated from Noctis, and you have to either play as Noctis by himself or Gladio and Ignis. And I chose them because I wanted to play as Gladio more.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I finished that part, got the really good weapon he gets at the end, and then, you know, went back into the regular game, continued on with Gladio and his new weapon, which helped a lot, actually, in that in-game stuff. And then played through when Prompto leaves and comes back, and then quit out and played the Prompto DLC to see what happened in that time. So it's been kind of fun. Like,
that's cool.
You know, I specifically wanted to wait until the DLC came out to finish this game, because like I think I quit when Gladio left, and I was like, okay, I know that like there's going to be a DLC about where he went, so I don't want to continue playing and like miss that, because I thought it actually happened like whenever they leave, it's like it asks you if you want to do the DLC then. I didn't realize that it's just like an optional, like literally has its own like start menu and everything, and save file and all that stuff. Like it's its own thing entirely. So you can just kind of do it whenever you want. But yeah, it's kind of cool to like be able to jump into those DLCs, then back into the game, and then kind of like fill in the blanks of the story. Prompto's section I was doing this morning before we started, and it's kind of weird. Like he's the gun guy. And so when you're playing as just him, it had almost like kind of a Bond feel to it. Because you have your main weapon with like an unlimited ammo, and then you have like kind of a little knife thing that you can use for like stealth kills, which is neat. But it's all with like the same mechanics of the regular game, which it's a lot of context sensitive buttons, because it's like X is jump, like it's always jump. But like whenever you get up to something, it's also like what picks up items or like activates a thing or opens a door or does these stealth kills. And like sometimes if you don't quite get the context right, you'll just jump instead, and it really pisses me off. But there's a lot more of those context moments with Prompto, because if you weaken things down to a certain point, you can like hit triangle to do I think it's an overkill, and it just like does massive damage on them. But if you don't hit it at the right moment, like it just kind of pulls up and down in the corner. It's not super noticeable. Then it just goes away. It's like they like come back from their like their stasis or whatever, and start attacking you again at low health. And so it's a little awkward. And like I said, the stuff like the stealth kills don't always trigger correctly. You get different like sub weapons. So you always have your main weapon with unlimited ammo, but then you can choose just like a sniper rifle. There's a rocket launcher. There's like a submachine gun. And you can only have one of those at a time. And different ones obviously are used for different situations. And it's kind of cool having that variety, but they don't work the best because aiming is manual. Whereas like on the regular one, you just kind of you hold the aim button, it auto targets, and you just hold the trigger button and it's like pew 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 pew, like Tomb Raider style, kind of like classic Tomb Raider. With all the other weapons, it's like you hold the aim down and it just goes into like a manual aim. But whenever you get hit, he like reels back and goes out of the aiming, so you have to go back in. It resets it right to the center. So it's like by the time you find them again, you're getting hit. And it's like it made using like guns not fun in a mode where you only have guns.
That's not good.
And you also have you get a grenade at one point. And this is all in the same radial as like what, with Noct, like being able to switch between weapons and kind of do combo things. This is like that same like up, side, down, left. So you equip the grenades and go into aim mode. And for some reason it uses the left stick, like your movement stick, to aim the grenade. So like you have to stand still while you're aiming, which leaves you completely vulnerable to attack. Again, if you take damage, you kind of fall out and like have to, re-aim and set it. And it's just like, I never used grenades because it got me hurt more than anything. And it was fine for the most part. Like it was just a few, like it was very linear. Again, you're going through like a Magitech facility. Yes, Magitech is back in this game. Spoilers for low. It's not the same Magitech. This isn't like the world of Final Fantasy VI or anything, but they use a lot of names and things from old games.
It's a Final Fantasy game.
The kind of like main villain guy in this section, in this DLC, kind of looked like Garland, actually, from Final Fantasy IX. And he had a similar plot line, too, of like creating clones of himself.
Nice.
But yeah, anyway. So you're basically going through these hallways, getting into big open areas, clearing out all the enemies in that area, moving on. And actually, it kind of felt like Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus, like bad controls at all. So it had a lot of merit as far as how it plays. Like that, there's some really fun mechanics there, but the controls are garbage. And it feels like they should be able to fix it from a PS2 game.
Yeah,
but it pretty much feels like that. So just so you understand. And then you get out of there and do like a cool like snowmobile chase down a mountain, like shooting at people and like kind of avoiding dangers and things like that. Again, it feels like a Bond game where you're going from like the kind of more stealthy sections to the big like shootouts to like a vehicle chase down a hill, and then it goes to like just a big open space like the normal game. And there's like some side quests and things you can do to like upgrade your snowmobile to make it do more damage and stuff when you shoot people with it. And like all of it's optional. I didn't bother with the side quest because I just wanted to get through it to talk about it. And So yeah, there's a few areas you have to go to there. It's more story focused. It's not a big area or anything. And then you go into another facility, have another kind of same section, like you're going through hallways, shootouts, things like that, learning more story stuff. I won't spoil that too much, but it actually made me like Prompto a lot more.
Yeah.
Considering he's like the most like obnoxious character since Zell in Final Fantasy VIII. Which I love Zell, don't get me wrong, but he's obnoxious. And Prompto is that same kind of personality, but this made him like this humanized him a lot more in a cool way.
Nice.
But yeah, so you go through all that, and then you like it ends with like a big boss battle against this really cool looking monster, but it highlights all of the frustrating parts where like you don't have very good maneuverability when you're shooting, and it very much relies on like grabbing those sub weapons and aiming at his like specific parts on him, and he's moving all over the place and like it's like just slamming down from the ceiling on top of you, and it's like I went through so many curative items in that area and almost gave up because it was so frustrating. But it's a fun fight. That's the thing. But like the controls ruin it. And then you get back on the snowmobile and have like a kind of a turret battle against the actual final section. So yeah, this literally felt like an awkwardly paced like Final Fantasy version of a James Bond game in like a truncated like 2-hour form.
Interesting.
And it was cool. Like it felt a lot more different than the Gladio episode did, because that really was just like going through hallways, you know, doing melee against enemies, a few little mini bosses, and then you're done. Like it was a lot of the same thing over and over again. But that controlled way better. Whereas this had a lot of the gameplay variety that like Gladio was lacking, but was just like garbage to control.
Interesting.
So yeah, I basically ended when I finished that up because it took longer than I expected. And then got back to the regular game, equipped Prompto with his new stuff that I got from the DLC, and then I'm going to continue on to the end of the game. But I think I'm almost done. I'm at like chapter 13, I want to say. And Thomas, you might know, I just got Prompto back, so that if that
you're near
gives
the
you an
end.
idea.
I think you're near the end.
Okay, I thought so. My goal was to finish the game before this podcast, but I didn't quite get there. But yeah, there's some sections of this game I'm really liking. Like, all the stuff with Leviathan was super cool. It just felt like way different than the rest of the game, and it kind of felt like a Kingdom Hearts 2 battle because it was very like context sensitive, and like flying around all over the place, and it was weird, but I liked it. And the story has really picked up in a way that I find really interesting. I think that's helped by the fact that it's more linear now, so they're just kind of carrying you through story beats essentially. But every time you get back on the train, and it's just like, you know, walk around until you get to the next location, and you're just going down, picking up a few items. Oh, we're here, let's go. And then you do that section again, back in the train, walk around, pick up a few more items. Like, it's so tedious, and you can feel where the missing content is. Because you just look out the windows of the train, and you're like, why can't I be out there? Like, this is all rendered. There's a full world around this train. Clearly, they built most of the stuff out there.
Interesting.
But there are a few sections where it's like something attacks the train, and so you're kind of like you're doing combat in these confined spaces, and that's kind of cool, but the camera can't handle it. And like there's a really neat section where you're like on top of the train fighting stuff, and that was a lot of fun. And you're like kind of doing some warp stuff between different points up in the sky, and it mixes things up quite a bit, but then you're still just back on a train going to the next place. And it really feels like that could have just been like loading screen text. They didn't need to like actually have you play it for 5 or 10 minutes. But I think I'm actually enjoying the linear stuff more than the open world. Because like I said, the travel in the open world sections just like was so slow and boring. There's a lot of loadings. There's a lot more loading screens now, which can take upwards of a minute because I forgot how terribly this game runs on a regular PS4. And it's so loud. I can hear my PS4 chugging across the room as it runs at 900p and stutters regularly below 30 frames a second. But it's just like I'm enjoying the game so much I don't care. Like I want to know what's happening next. And Arden is actually like a legitimately compelling villain. Because he just pops up. Like he's immortal and can like kind of teleport around, and but he's also really charming. So he was kind of like if the Joker was cocky enough to know that he couldn't die, that's Arden. But also was like Final Fantasy handsome. So many scars.
Handsome.
That dude has like hella scars. But yeah, so I'm actually having a lot of fun with that, and that's why it's mostly what I've been playing. But I did pick up. Again, I don't play mobile games very much, but for some reason I've been talking about them a lot lately. I did pick up the few of the Go games from Square, Lara Croft Go and Deus Ex Go, just to kind of play on like work breaks and stuff like that. And they're interesting. I like the puzzle mechanics of Lara Croft's way more. It feels more like an actual adventure game with like puzzle elements, because it has kind of scrolling parts. You actually are climbing up hills and things like that, but it is still very tile based. So you swipe to the next dot, and like enemies they move like one dot at a time. So it's kind of a turn based version of like a Lara Croft game essentially, or Tomb Raider game. Deus Ex feels much more like a traditional puzzler because everything is on one screen. You can see it all laid out in front of you. Yep. The puzzle mechanics are a little more simple. Like so far I've only seen invisibility gadgets that you pick up, and like it'll make you invisible for one tile and then you go back to being visible on the next tile. Some minor like stealth kill type stuff. We have to like go around enemies to get them from the side and not the front. And then like some hacking things where you go to a certain spot, it lets you like draw a line to what you want to hack. And then like you control that thing, or it like activates a floor tile or whatever the case is. So it's very simple stuff. Whereas the Lara Croft one feels more like you're actually going somewhere and doing something. Because you're like taking out enemies more, and like you grab spears and hit them from far away, and like cleverly use whole like cracked blocks. Like you go around them once and it like cracks them more, and the next time you go over them it creates a hole. So you can like trick enemies into going over it after you've already cracked it, and they fall through the hole. Nice. Things like that. There's a lot more progression in there than just like, okay, here's another puzzle that doesn't really mean anything. Because there is a story to Deus Ex, but it's not very compelling. Whereas Lara Croft doesn't really need a story. You're just like gathering items, and there's also like little like hidden collectibles you can find in the levels, so it gives you more incentive to look around, and it's just more visually pleasing. But yeah, those games are all like $1, I think, like with the Hitman one too. I didn't grab that because I'm not a Hitman guy, but they're all $1 on the Play Store, and they're worth checking out. I do those nice. Google survey things that gets you like, pennies per survey. So I rack up like a few dollars a month that way. So I'll just like I bought or I rented Age of Ultron last weekend. So we could watch that with free money essentially. I was like, whatever. It's like $4 to rent this. I don't care.
Nice.
And then I got those with it. Like I've used it on Pokemon Go before. So sometimes I'll check out some of the paid mobile stuff just because I have the credit for it. But that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to go back to playing Final Fantasy 15 now that I spent like 20 minutes talking about it. Sorry.
Yeah. It's cool to hear that you're like my opinion was the same thing. It was like the first half open world stuff, wasn't digging it, but I was really digging the story aspects and the more linear stuff of Final Fantasy.
They didn't make the open world good enough for the game.
Yeah, exactly.
It almost sounds like they did the open world just for the sake of doing it. It's like, hey, look, we did an open world.
Right. Because I have a feeling they did the end stuff first, and then they like built an open world around it, or they spent so much time building an open world for the first time that they had to rush the rest of it. I'm not sure which.
Yeah. Either one
definitely it feels like two completely different games. Because there's one section in the more linear stuff, like leading up to Leviathan, because it's like you're in this city and you have to like clear out the city before because like when they bring out Leviathan, and that like felt ripped right out of the Versus 13 trailer from years and years ago. So that seemed like one of the first things they did.
Yeah.
And then they built the rest of the game around it. So I'm not really sure. I would assume the linear stuff was done first.
Possibly, because it was that game first. It was like Versus 13, and then it became 15. Yeah. Interesting. I would love to hear a documentary on that development of that.
Oh,
game.
yeah.
That'd be interesting. Lo, what are you
Wait for No Clip to do it.
Yeah, no clip. Lo, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Let's see. I've been playing a couple of games this week, like literally a couple. Xenoverse 2. I've been playing a little bit of that. My brother's he'll like message me every so, hey, you should play some Xenoverse with me. Hey, you should play some Xenoverse. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll play some Xenoverse. And then I play, and then I end up having fun. So it's like whatever. So
just fly around. So
that's always fun. What's that?
Just fly around for a few minutes shooting Kamehamehas.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a lot of fun. I guess they're adding a new form for Goku or whatever, a new transformation. Because
another one.
Another one from
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
I don't even know. I don't care. I don't even watch Super is the thing. It's how I know about all this crap. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z is stupid, but I love it. Like I'm playing it, I'm like, this game is so stupid. Dragon Ball Z in general is stupid, but damn, is it fun.
Fair, most anime that's been around longer than like 5 years is pretty stupid. They can't sustain their story for that long.
That shonen, yeah, it's the shonen. It's like you have your story arc, and then like, oh well, now what do we do? Well, I don't know, do another story arc, and then it just
Regular shows jump the shark. Dragon Ball Z jumps like the moon.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z creates like a Super Saiyan shark, and then you like super jump over that shark, and then it creates an even bigger, better shark, so that you have to jump that one too.
It's just an infinite loop of sharks, Super Saiyan sharks.
Each shark is a palette swap of the last one. Yeah, but other than that, I've just been playing BioShock Infinite. And I've been just sort of going with my whole I'm gonna pick a game and finish it sort of deal. So my next one is BioShock
what a novel idea.
And, yeah, I know, right? So
let me know if that game's worth finishing. I started it and just I really liked it, but it just fell out. Like I got into other games and
the ending for BioShock Infinite is really good. So if
Yeah. The same thing happened with me. Like I was like, wow, this game's beautiful. Look, it's this floating city. And then like after a while, I'm like, this Skyrim thing, whatever. I've been on this already. So then I stopped. And then when I started playing again, I just started from the beginning. So I can get a sense for the story. And but yeah, I mean, I'm having a good time so far. Like I'm taking a little bit more time to kind of like look around at some of the set pieces, and because just the interaction between the main character and I'm blanking on her name right now, but
Elizabeth.
Yeah, Elizabeth. There you go. Thank you. Just the interaction between Booker and Elizabeth. Just some of the banter that they have sometimes, even if you're just like walking, just like from one objective to another. It's just really interesting. I like stuff like that. So just with all the voice acting and stuff. So yeah, I've been playing that. Been trying to get through it. I played maybe like 20 minutes of Divinity Original Sin because I picked it up. It was on sale, and that was one game I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And I haven't played a turn-based game in like some time, not like extensively anyways. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into that. So I just figured this would be a nice place to start. And yeah, it's I mean, visually speaking, the game looks great. It's all isometric and everything like that, so it's not like too graphically intensive. It's kind of like a nice sort of game you can just sort of not really like, I don't want to say like turn off your brain because it's like a turn-based RPG with like depth. So like, but it's just more, I don't know. It's I kind of like the whole the turn-based thing because I can like stop and like think about what I'm doing. It's like, okay, so if I move over here, then this guy might do this, that, or whatever. So yeah, it's just it's kind of nice to get back into that style of game. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Aside from that, just in this last week with Valentine's Day and stuff, Tanya and I, we exchanged our stuff, and then she's like, oh, will you because she's just been, ever since we started dating, she wanted to watch 50 Shades of Grey, and she's just every year. So I was like, oh, can we, just please, will you watch it with me? I'm like, nope. And then this year I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, sure, whatever, I don't care.
She broke you
Let's
down
watch it.
After the years.
She wore me down. So I went to go rent it in Google Play, and it just so happens I had like a little promotional thing. It's like, oh, you can rent anything for 99 cents. I'm like,
yeah,
cool. At least it's only $1.
Yeah, first time rental.
Yeah.
At least it's only $1. So whatever. So then we were watching it, and then like partway in, she's like, I did not realize that this was gonna be this. So then we just spent the rest of the time just making fun of the movie. Just
like this bad, or like so much sex, or what? Like
this bad, like this bad. She's like, I didn't expect it to be this cheesy. I'm like, I did.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
Like I totally expected it to be. Also, that dude, if he wasn't rich, he would be creepy as hell. I'm just saying.
50 Shades of Grey is actually just a reflective piece of CEOs and the rich of our society.
Yeah, it's actually kind of gross that that's so popular, while there's this, you know, huge movement out there to stop people like that from being in the public light. Like, how do those two things happen at the same time?
And it's got like sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, when she told me there were sequels, I'm like, wait, there's more of this.
Yeah, the third one is out now. Like it came out last weekend.
I have a feeling that I'm gonna be watching those pretty soon too. Oh well,
probably
it'll be fun.
Supposedly, this new one is the best because like it actually embraces the fact that it's terrible. Like it just goes full on camp. But I'll never watch any of them anyway.
Yeah.
See, that I can do, but
I was kind of upset when we went to see, I think it was The Greatest Showman last December, and my mom saw the poster for the new 50 Shades movie, and she's like, oh, I didn't know there was another one coming out. I'll have to go see that. Goes.
Thanks, Bob, for completely shattering my image of you.
Yeah, because that was implying she'd seen the other two.
Right. Yeah. Which also implies that she probably read the books.
Maybe not. She doesn't read much.
Oh, okay. Either way, let's stop with that now. But yeah, just as far as just my week, that's pretty much what I've been up to.
Yeah. So that leaves me. I've played and finished The Last Guardian this week. I'll start with that one because that game is really weird. Like I used to think that I was a Team Ico guy because I played the first game they made was Ico, and I enjoyed it, but it was a rental, so I had to return it. I never finished it. So I didn't play Shadow of the Colossus. It took a while for me to get that combo. I just never got around to playing it. So I started playing Last Guardian, and that game is like filled with different like technical difficulties.
So I've heard.
Like the camera was delayed for like 3 years.
Yeah. It's been in development for years and years. And what is it? So like the camera is like finicky. Like you try, like if you're climbing on Trico and you're inside a ruin, which is a lot of the time, or a cave, and the camera doesn't like, if you're against the wall, the camera kind of freaks out, doesn't know what to do. So you just look at like Trico's butt for a while. I remember that being a
fat butts in my day. Thanks.
Exactly. I remember that being a thing where like people were right about how Trico has like a real butthole, and that's not in games a lot. I was like, okay, gaming media, let's calm down here.
Maybe when they realized they couldn't fix the camera, they're like, okay, well the players are going to be seeing a lot of Trico's butthole. Maybe we should actually give her one.
Give them something to look at. Have fun, kids.
Yeah, so while there is like a ton of like technical problems, like frame rate sometimes dips a lot too. I do think they do a good job with building the bond between Trico and your character. There's a lot of like I'm not gonna recommend this game to a lot of people. I don't think it's like one that I could wholeheartedly recommend, but there is something in there that tells a story between a character, a human, and an animal. Kind of like how there's a bunch of movies that do that kind of thing, where it's like the oldest bond between man and animal will be tested in the wilds. Like it tells that kind of story, but in a more fantastical setting. Essentially, what the whole game is that you and Trico are trying to break out of a prison, And yeah, there's like a lot of good moments where Trico's like protecting you against other beasts and animals, and like it gets hurt. Like this creature gets fucked up. Like there's parts where like its eye is not completely like, it's like swollen shut, and so all you have to do is like feed it food and it'll be better. Yeah, so like it wasn't like heart-wrenching or like I wasn't crying during it, but like I saw like the heart that the developers had in making this game. So there's something to that. It's not like a generic game. Like this isn't like a game that you'll see anywhere else. But there is like frustrations to it. Trying to get Trico to do stuff is kind of a hassle. There were moments in the game where I was just sitting on Trico and I just let Trico do whatever she wanted. So and like that got me through the game. There's only one part of the game where I actually had to look up and see what I had to do, because it wasn't very clear. But yeah, there is something there with like I came away with this game knowing that there was a heart and soul behind it, so that was something. And it kind of made me want to delve into Shadow of the Colossus, because I haven't played that one really, other than a demo back in the day. So I might boot up my PS3 for that.
Are you not going to pick up the new version?
No, I have the game already. I
heard the PS3 version was terrible though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I hear the frame rate messes with the physics and stuff.
Well, that game didn't really have a great frame rate to begin with.
No, I tried to emulate it on PS2 because I never like I'd heard of it, but I never checked it out.
Yeah,
and it ran like 5 frames a second.
Yeah,
on a PS2 emulator.
Yeah, I tried that too. Yeah, and people said that it would be impossible to play that game on an emulator.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have the PS3 version. I'll try to play that one. I'll see what that's like. The visuals of like, the PlayStation 4 one look good, but I'm not willing to spend like another $50 or whatever for it.
Yeah, that seems a little silly.
Yeah, that's pretty steep. I feel like Colossus in comparison with Last Guardian, it's gonna be pretty light on the story because it's fairly straightforward. However, there's a story there, and it's also the gameplay is pretty fun too, just like with the giant boss battles and stuff. So I think you'll like it. I think you will. It's
the thing with this one, like I know I think Aiko was like almost completely speechless. At least there's no like subtitles.
You can like yell or something like that.
Yeah, you can yell, but there's like no real subtitles to it, I think.
No, like, yeah.
But this one, like, it does have stuff where like, because what it is, it's an older person telling the story of their youth. So there's an older man reflecting back on what's happening. So if you're stuck, he'll be like, and then Trico and I need to find a way to get Trico to do this. And so like it gives you a hint to what to do, which is really
like King's Quest.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, like that's really helpful for people who got stuck. Also, like the ending is pretty good. Kind of brings back into that my dad was actually watching me watch the ending, and it kind of like I was just telling him about it, and he kind of got the hint of it just by looking at like a sequence of things that were happening at the end. And he's like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of neat." Yeah. Trico's cool. It's a bird, cat, dog kind of thing.
She definitely looked like the selling part of that game. The gameplay didn't seem as good as Trico was.
No.
Right.
Some of the puzzles are interesting, but they're not, like I said, when the parts where trying to get Trico to do something can be really frustrating. I don't think I would be able to play this game just playing it. I have to have something on in the background because I'm OCD and I can't just sit around waiting for something to do something. Or not OCD, I guess ADD or whatever. But yeah, like that's interesting. I want to play Shadow of the Colossus. What else have I been up to? My dad and I got Ghost Recon Wildlands, and it's a pretty fun like open world game where it's really so you can kind of do whatever you want in the game. It starts off with like you're in this country in Bolivia to like liberate it from these cartel overlords. But you can kind of screw off and do whatever the hell you want. And it's really fun playing with my dad because he doesn't really he doesn't like understand a lot of the things that are happening. So he kind of just doesn't care. He'll just run in and just like shoot a bunch of guys and we just run and take over a village or something. When we do try to play stealthy sometimes, he's actually like a great shot. So I'll be like the scouter. I'd be like looking for everyone that's in the base, and he'll just like pick them all off with a sniper rifle. Like, it's a lot of fun playing with my dad with this, because sometimes he would just destroy vehicles for the fun of it. Like we had a helicopter, and I brought it in to the mission marker, and he tries to get into the helicopter, ends up destroying the rotary blades. Like, he's like kind of a madman, and it's real fun to play with. I made my guy look like Solid Snake, so I have like the eye patch on and like the woodland camo paint. Probably gonna see if I can get my guy a tack vest, because that's what Big Boss wears. Right now he's in a hoodie. I don't know why I put Big Boss in a hoodie. It just seemed right.
It's Casual Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking to unlock more of the guns. The guns seem kind of limited right now, but there's a screen where you can see all the guns, and I want some of the good stuff. I don't want my crappy bolt action sniper rifle. I want something really good. The sniping seems kind of the best way to go in that game, other than just an LMG. Like, I usually rock an LMG and sniper rifle, so I don't have anything for medium range. I just go long distance and short. Yeah. Last night, it can get frustrating though if you're in a difficult area that you're not really supposed to be in, because we were in this town. We were trying to take over this town, and there was just like different factions from different there's different enemies from different factions gathering together, fighting in this town, and we were trying to take them both out at the same time. Which wasn't a good idea, because one of them is like incredibly armored, and like they have like SWAT helmets and stuff, and you're kind of weak at the beginning, but you can upgrade yourself to get better skills like bullet resistance, which is a really good skill to have. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Looking forward to playing more of that. You can just, like, you can parachute out of planes and stuff. Like, I'm looking forward to playing more of that game. It's just a sandbox, like an open sandbox for you to screw around in. Yeah. Yeah, played more Destiny 2. They have the new Valentine's Day going on, Crimson Days. So a buddy of mine and I played the PvP mode, which is 2v2. So I actually really enjoyed the 2v2 mode a lot more than the 4v4, because I feel like you have to be a lot more tactical with this one. And since I'm only communicating with one other person, it kind of like helps out a lot. If you wander away from your partner, the enemy will actually see on the screen, not just on the map of where you are. So it helps to stick close by, and you like there's like a buff to it. I don't know what the buff is, but I don't really care. I was able to like dominate that mode, which is really helpful for me liking that mode. Yeah, like Crimson Days it happened. I don't know if it's still here or not, but it was fun.
I was playing Destiny 2 without me.
You're not jealous?
Nope.
Don't you have your other friend that's playing the Destiny game?
They already moved on to Monster Hunter.
Oh, yeah. I feel like a lot of Destiny players have moved on to Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because of that loop?
The loot, yeah.
Loop.
I'm just waiting for Destiny 2's like Taken King expansion that just brings everyone back.
I think they announced the bigger expansion coming out later this year.
I mean, I still need to finish, the current one before then, but
and there's another one coming out in March, like a smaller expansion. At least supposedly, anyways.
Maybe I'll try it before then. I don't know. I haven't had any desire to beat it on my own, but everyone else already beat it. So
falling behind. Maybe when the Nightfall moves over to the point system, we can try some of that.
Yeah, that's true.
I can help you finish then. Helping Justin finish.
I could use a hand.
Yeah, so that's all the games I've been playing. That's all the things up in my life. So anyone else have anything to say before we end?
I couldn't really think of a topic or anything.
No.
I mean, there's all that stuff going on with like the legislation around loot boxes and stuff, but that's pretty deep. And it probably needs some more time to get sorted out before we talk about it.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the news topic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I'm looking around trying to think of something. Why can't my controllers charge with a simple micro USB? How about that? That's not a good topic.
PS4 controllers do.
Not if you use it in one of those like cell phone chargers.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
Mine's charging right now on the same thing I plug my work headphones into.
Maybe it's because I have my USB hub connected. Not enough power.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, mine's into an actual wall block.
Anyways, there we go. That's like straight topic. Me complaining about chargers. I've got so many wires.
I just get annoyed that the Joy-Con don't have any kind of charging port on them, because like I leave them in the dog controller most of the time, except right now because it's put away. And so like I have to take them out of the dog controller. I'm saying dog controller, by the way, not dong controller.
I kept hearing dong controller.
Yeah.
It's the this thing that looks like a puppy dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought that was short for dongle, so I was like, oh, okay, dong.
Oh no, it's a puppy dog controller. But yeah, like I leave it on that most of the time because I don't have a pro controller or anything. And like whenever they start to die, I have to like take them out of that, slide them into the actual Switch so they can charge on the dock. Then I have to slide them back out of the Switch, put them back into the puppy dog controller just to play again. And it's like I feel like eventually those rails wear out, so the fewer times I have to do that, the better. But you can't just plug them into something.
Yeah, I got the pro controller. I spent the extra money for that, so I don't have to keep.
I'm waiting for a sale on them.
Taking them off.
I'll go in eventually.
It's like $10 off. That would be your sale. Yeah.
I mean, I have an Amazon card right now that my mom gave me for Valentine's, but I wasn't going to use it on that.
Yeah, I haven't booted up my Switch in a while. I'm waiting for something good. I was thinking about Bayonetta, but then I have Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U that I haven't finished yet.
Yeah, but are you ever going to boot your Wii U back up?
It's sitting on the coffee table downstairs for like the last month and a half, so no.
Exactly. I think mine's actually currently plugged in out there because we're using it for Smash, but I haven't like touched it myself. Although I do have a hard time justifying things like Donkey Kong, where like I didn't finish them on Wii U, but I'm really tempted for the Switch version. But then I'm like, I'm starting out, like I'm paying another like $50 to start over in a game that I'm like halfway through in the Wii U.
Yeah,
there's not really that much new content, but also I hate the Wii U, so
yeah.
Such a terrible system with such good games. It's just sad.
Yeah, it was. I've been trying to think of a crafty way to play PC games on my big TV and the TV downstairs. And I think I'll just use my laptop for it because it seems to run games fine. I'll just use the
just do HDMI into the TV.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our technical life with us at Try Shot. Trying to get shit to work with our setups.
I have that problem all the time.
Yeah. Like
I have too much stuff in here.
I know I have so much stuff. Like I'm kind of afraid that there will be electrical fire in my room because there's so many things plugged in. I finally moved the monitor I had on top of my computer back onto the desks, and I just put my speakers on my bed, so they're just bouncing around on my bed.
When I was trying to record Blossom Tales a few weeks ago, which I still need to actually do the voiceover for and put up, I have a switcher like at my desk, so that I can do, you know, like PC on one end and like gaming, like the Elgato on the other end. And it used to work just fine, but I like hooked the switch through the Elgato and turned it over to that input, and it just didn't put it on the TV. Like the switch registered that it was in TV output, but it wasn't showing me anything on the TV. And then I took it out of the
cradle
switcher and just put like the Elgato HDMI straight into the monitor, and it worked just fine. So it's like for some reason the switcher is killing the HDMI output from the Elgato now, but it didn't used to.
Yeah.
So it's weird stuff. I don't understand technology, but I love it.
HDMI switchers are so weird. They're like really helpful for me. I have a bunch of things plugged into it right now, but there are certain things that won't pass through it, like the SNES
but it used
Mini.
To.
The SNES Mini, like it worked once, and then for the rest of it, like it doesn't work ever. It's so weird.
Because I used to specifically use one for the, I think it was the PS3. Because it doesn't have like it doesn't let you do the like turn your DHCP off or whatever, so that you can record from it. So I'd have to do through a switcher, into the Elgato, I think, into the PS3, because it would strip that encoding out and let me record from the PS3.
Yeah.
I couldn't just do the Elgato straight from PS3 into the TV. It wouldn't let me record it. So for some reason, putting the switcher out there like fixed that problem. But this is the opposite, where like it doesn't show on the TV when I put it through the switcher.
Man,
and it's the same one.
Oh boy!
Why can't things just work?
Right. Fix it, Elon Musk. You are our only hope.
All right. I hope you enjoyed our technical cast here on Charge Shot. Write in with your own technical problems at my email address, thomas@chargeshot.com.
Or just tweet at Elon Musk.
Just tweet at Elon Musk.
He'll get it to us.
Justin, where can people find you?
I am all over the internet as Zero Score, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. I always say I'm at Zero Score. It's technically Zero Score Gaming on Twitch, but who cares? You'll find me. Yeah, more Final Fantasy IX. That's about it. There was a new episode today as of this recording. It's pretty good. It's action-packed. This won't be relevant in a week when it's no longer... It'll still be the most recent thing. I haven't been doing anything else. So, yeah, just check that out.
And Lo.
You can find me on Twitter at Nero the Hero. That's N3R0, THEH3R0. You can also find me on YouTube, Nero the Hero with letters. And as always, you can find me here every week with these fine gentlemen.
And you can find me, your host, Thomas, at CSG Thomas on Twitter. I've been thinking about deleting my Twitter because I'm starting to hate it again. It's like every 3 weeks, I decide about deleting Twitter, and
it's kind of toxic.
Twitter. Yeah, I
lurk more than anything these days.
Yeah.
I'm spending more time on Reddit. Somehow Reddit is more positive than Twitter lately.
You can just follow like subreddits that are just amazing, because like my favorite one is just r/aw, and that's just like cute pictures of like cats and dogs and stuff.
Oh yeah. I just do the feeds, so I see it all. Like, I don't have to go to each subreddit that I follow.
Yeah.
So I'll just get random like bits of adorable animals as I'm scrolling through the nerdy content and stuff. It's great.
It's great.
Nice.
Yeah, you can also find us all here at charshot.com. You can subscribe to us on Patreon for $1 a month. Get our shows early. Help pay for the costs of our website. And until then, guys, enjoy your games.
Bye, everyone.
You guys need a break?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Video Game Newsy News Show, hosted by your host, Thomas, and hosted by Justin.
I guess you're sticking with that hosted by your host thing.
It's a really good bit. At least I think so.
It is. It's pretty good.
And we also have Lo.
Hey, what up, everybody?
And this week we are breaking down the news as of February 17th. I'm probably going to say the date more often now, so people will have a frame of reference of what the day is. And
you missed this thing that came out on the 18th.
I was going to say it's good that you do that because sometimes I don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, we can just jump right into the Kingdom Hearts trailer that broke the day after we recorded.
Yep.
Great timing, internet. Great timing.
So yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer broke. We saw a little bit more Toy Story, but the new addition that we saw was the Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah,
we also got the first actual look at Tangled. They'd only shown like concept art from it before.
Yeah, I was going to say Monster Hunter
Inc.
Seen it. And that's not right.
That's the opposite of what it is.
Yeah, so you want to talk about your Kingdom Hearts here, Justin?
Sora's adorable.
Okay.
I mean, his lack of his prominent lack of crotch is kind of awkward, but he's adorable.
Yeah,
like he's not wearing pants, and it's very big, but there's nothing there. It's noticeable in like every shot of him.
It's very big,
anyway.
There's nothing there. Nice.
Yes, he's like an angel in Dogma. Also, Goofy looks goofy.
Okay.
His eyes are kind of creepy. But yeah, everything in here looked great. This game is like, it's looking very polished. Like, I fully believe it's going to come out this year, at least in Japan. But the English trailer, well, the English subtitle trailer, I should say, still had the 2018 date. So I'd assume they're trying for day and date everywhere. But yeah, it all looked great.
Nice.
Honestly, it's been like a week, so I'm gonna just kind of have it playing in the background while I talk because I don't remember everything.
Yeah, but I thought the Monster Hunters, or not the Monster Hunter, the Monsters Inc. thing. I keep doing it.
He's good.
I never saw I don't think I ever saw the original one. I think there was a sequel, but I don't remember. But
there's a prequel.
There's a prequel, but the thing that I did see from Monster Inc. is Monsters University, and that's kind of where I like the Monsters, the Monsters Inc. game. Movie rather. So I'm actually I'm never gonna play this, but I'm happy to see some Monsters Inc. Representation.
Yeah, I think that's a really good world, and I put on Twitter that I think this is going to be the new Nightmare Before Christmas world, because how much mileage can they get out of that one movie anyway? And this kind of feels similar, like the thematic idea of it with them, the way they transform, the look of the world. It all kind of has that Nightmare Before Christmas feel to it, because it seems like these are all kind of going to fit those same dynamics of the classic games, Toy Story in place of Wonderland, Monsters Inc. in place of Nightmare Before Christmas, Tangled in place of the Tarzan type, because there was Tarzan in 1 and then Mulan in 2, and so now Tangled in 3, things like that. And I'm perfectly fine with that because I think I like Monsters Inc. more, actually.
Yeah.
And they all look so good, and Sully's so fluffy, and it makes me happy. I like that they've saved the Pixar movies, or the 3D Disney movies in some cases until now, because they actually look like the thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you're just rendering, 2D animation into 3D games, they don't have to look perfect or anything because it's its own style anyway. But it's these legit look like the Pixar movies. It's that good.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of cool to see them all just faithfully recreated and not dumbed down in any way. Just to, because they can't render it that well. But yeah, the combat looks a lot more fleshed out now. I mean, it's very much the Final Fantasy 15 engine. So it looks like that. But the summons have really cool style to them. The different weapons look more varied than usual. It's not just hey, another Keyblade. There's actual weapon variety, which is interesting. I'm hoping that Ariel is only a summon now, and there's no actual Little Mermaid world. That would be great.
I refuse.
Yeah. And it looks like there's a lot of cool variety here. They show in the Toy Story world, there's a whole little kind of city area created and you're like on big monsters fighting each other, or big like mechs fighting each other. Whereas the Monsters Inc. world looks more like kind of a classic like platformer run around type with some of the Dream Drop Distance like grinding mechanics in it. And yeah, so I feel like each world's going to kind of play differently. Also, it looks like the little critters from Dream Drop Distance that you like, that are kind of like the Pokemon system they had, where you can like raise them and make them better and stuff. It looks like those are back, but as summons or something. So I'm not quite sure what that is, but it's interesting. And it gave some cool story elements. I'm not a big fan of the name Ventus being used, because that character was awful in Birth by Sleep, and I want to forget that he exists. But as long as it's not playable, it shouldn't be too bad. Because I think the whole idea is like Sora is built up of like Ventus and the guy from 2, Roxas. Like he's those two combined or something like that. Because Birth by Sleep was a prequel. And so I want to say that like Ventus was the original shell, Roxas is the nobody, and those two together are Sora or something like that. So like I'm not surprised that he's in there. Thomas is face palming so hard right now. I'm not surprised that he's in there. I just hope he's not like important. But yeah, I can tell it's going to be super confusing, but I'm in. Like everything they've shown so far, I'm in.
I went onto YouTube and watched. I typed in Kingdom Hearts story synopsis, and it was like a 30-minute freaking video, just like breaking down like the story.
Oh, you got the abridged version.
Still didn't understand what was going on. Still didn't get what was going on. I'm like, cool. I spent 30 minutes educating myself on something, and I'm just still completely devoid of just any of what's going. Whatever. Who cares? I'm gonna go smack.
Just don't think about it too hard. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, like exactly. the HD remasters have those like movies included that are, because they have like 2 playable games usually, and then like this cutscenes kind of put together as a movie from one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Like I think 1.5 has this stuff from 3. That stupid title DS game. And then 2.5 has like the crap. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. But I'm just saying, like those alone. Like the point is, each of those, like all of the cutscenes in them, are like over an hour of stuff that you have to watch through, because it's like compiling it all. There's like some brief dialogue, and then it's the cinematics to give you the story from just that game. And there's like 3 of those, like 1 in each game.
Square Enix exposition.
I saw the 2.8 edition on sale for $20. I was thinking about getting it, even though I hate Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh, I might get that actually. I never got that one. I had it pre-ordered and forgot I had it pre-ordered. They called me saying it was in, and I was like, I don't have money to go pick that up, so I just ignored it.
Yeah. It was a Canadian sale though, so I'm not sure if it's applicable to Americans.
Okay.
I was thinking about getting it just to get back, like just because my friend loves Kingdom Hearts and he wants me to love it and play it. But
I mean, Dream Drop Distance is actually really good, and that's the playable one in that game.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite, I think.
Yeah. I didn't mind 2. 2 was fine, but like there was a lot of just garbage story in it.
Well, and 2 kind of plays itself. It's really easy.
Yeah. Like I like some of the characters. Like Roxas is really cool. I was like super sad to see him go and have Sora back.
What, you liked that like 2-hour exposition?
I like Roxas. Roxas is badass. Sora was a
that
wimp.
Opening scene can I can just
I liked the characters in it. Like it had Vivi and Cypher and those types. I just didn't enjoy playing that part. It was too slow.
Yeah, it was very slow. I think I stopped playing when like Agrabah came back or whatever, and I was just like, oh, we're here again. Like, I can't stand playing through the basically the same content from the first game, and having it just like, oh, we forgot everything that happened in the first few games. Let's like go through it again. It's like, fuck you. Like, get the hell out of here.
Well, Dream Drop Distance is all new worlds, if that helps.
Yeah, okay. I have to get off the Kingdom Hearts train. You guys have your fun. Like, Monsters Inc. looks cool. Toy Story is probably gonna be cool, but I'm done.
Someone needs a hug from Mickey. Haha.
No, fucking get away from me.
Haha.
Oh, come here, Thomas. Give old Goofy a hug.
Anyways,
I'll leave the voices to you.
Yeah, Lo does great voices.
My voice is too low for Mickey. Sorry, guys. Hey, Thomas, come get a hug from Mickey. Haha. That's my best.
All right, moving on from one property that everyone loves to another one, Dragon Ball. Quick announcement: Dragon Ball Z Fighters is coming up with some DLC characters. The latest ones are going to be Bardock and Broly. You know, getting into the extended universe of Dragon Ball now. It's cool.
Angry face number battles.
Those sound like made-up names.
They are.
Bardock,
They're very made up.
Bardock is Goku's father, and Broly is the legendary Super Saiyan, who is not really all that powerful.
Neither of them are canon, I don't think.
No, Bardock Super is, because...
Oh, that's right. Bardock is. Yeah.
Because he is Goku's dad, and that was like kind of the beginning of Kai, was the Bardock movie. I liked Bardock. He was kind of cool. He's the only Saiyan that was like smart enough to stand up to Frieza and then die. Anyways,
Dragon Ball Z is so weird.
I love Dragon Ball
Such
Z.
a weird.
It's so good.
It's so weird though. A cat.
There is no
Where did
Justin,
Justin
only
go?
cat.
I don't see Justin. Where did he?
I'm a cat.
Oh.
He's turned into
I
a
get
Palico
it
now. Now he...
Oh, I thought he did like a thing.
Let's see. What else do we have? Speaking of Shadow of the Colossus from the Gamescast this week that you'll hear if you're not a Patreon. Shadow of the Colossus has a new sword in it to help you fight the enemies. There's 79 collectibles you collect, and you get a new sword. That's pretty much it.
That's weird.
Increases the damage output but reduces your health regen. People were expecting this new content was going to have the new Colossus, but apparently that's not it. It's just a new sword.
Keep dreaming, kids.
They probably won't add more Colossi.
Yeah,
I doubt it. Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna go in order from the tabs I have. So, System Shock Reboot raised $1.3 million on Kickstarter and is now on a hiatus. So the statement from Night Dive CEO Stephen Kick wrote, "I have put the team on hiatus while we reassess our past so that we can return to our vision. We are taking a break but not ending the project. System Shock is going to be completed and all of our promises fulfilled." This Kickstarter took place in the summer of 2016. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This Kickstarter is going to be on hiatus right now.
Every week that we have like a Kickstarter where the final product either isn't released or isn't what people expected or both, this makes me wonder how much longer Kickstarter has.
Right.
Well, Kickstarter isn't just for games. There's like tons of different stuff on Kickstarter.
No, I mean the last one was about a dock. Like that was a tech item technically.
Yeah.
But it's just like things like this where this game, it raised $1.35 million for people that just wanted a remake of System Shock. That's what they were buying essentially. And then it says here that like the campaign ended up, it was funded, and then they ended up putting all of their efforts into not a remake of System Shock. And then now, they're saying it's going on a hiatus. Whatever they put out will be 18 to 24 months from now. And they're trying to get extra funding from other places, but are struggling to do that because they already didn't complete the thing. Like, you can make a remake of System Shock for less than $1.35 million. And the fact that they couldn't even do that, and now it's going to be upwards of 2 years before it actually comes out. Who knows how much more money is going to be put into it? Like, they literally just didn't make the thing that they said they were going to make with the money they were given. That's very irresponsible.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't give them more money either at this point.
It's just kind of funny because it's just like they clearly didn't make the game, but then they're like, no, we're still making the game, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be everything that we said it is, even though we're putting the project on hiatus, even though we've already made $1.3 million from the Kickstarter. Freaking A. I mean, come on. There's people out there who remake games just because they want to for free, and they do it with little to no budget. So it's like,
yeah,
where'd all the money go? Where'd it go?
Yeah, like he says, maybe we lost our focus. The vision began to change. We moved from a remaster to a completely new game. We strayed from the core concept of the original title. As the budget grew, we began a long series of conversations with potential publishing partners. The more that we worked on the game, the more that we wanted to do, and the further we got from the original concepts that made System Shock so great.
Man. Talk about a lack of focus.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, if you just have studio money and they interfere, they say, no, add this, take this away, whatever, that's fine. If you're taking people's money and they only funded this project because they wanted a System Shock remake, make a System Shock remake. Don't make anything else, because you're robbing them of the money and telling them you're not making the thing that they paid for. That's like if you go into McDonald's, buy a Big Mac, and they give you some chicken nuggets and say, nah, our cook's vision changed after you paid us. Here's this instead.
Man,
this is what they wanted to make for you.
Would you like sweet and sour or honey barbecue with that? I want my Big Mac, damn it.
And it also says here that like they're still going to honor all of the backer rewards and stuff, which I guess don't include the game. That's the main backer reward. By using funds from the sales of other classic games that they've updated and re-released. So they're basically going to dip into their funds from other games they've made to take care of the backer rewards for this game that isn't coming out for a while. Which again is like, if they tell you to wait for your burger while they get money from other people who have also ordered the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
know.
This stuff just makes me
mad.
know, man. In a crowd-funded era, like where creators are getting all of their money from Patreon, and like when a lot of products and services and things are, funded through Kickstarter and all this stuff, like your first priority is customer satisfaction. And not, oh, I have this passion project I want to make. No, you're making what the Kickstarter says you're making.
Right.
Yeah. Make this other thing in your own time. Use that same engine you built for the thing that you committed to make and put that towards your dream project on the side.
Yeah.
Or, using whatever extra money you get from the sale of this product. But
that's crazy.
I don't get it. How does this happen?
I don't know. It's just weird because it's just like, who is looking after the books? Like, who's like being like, who's like, hey, we have this much money for blank and this much money for blank and this much, so on and so forth. It's just, I don't know. Like, again, where did all the freaking money go? Like, like, what did it go into exactly? I want to know. I would especially want to know if I actually backed something like this, only to find that it's like, hey, remember the thing we were working on? We're not working on it anymore, but we will. We'll get back to working on it.
We got something better for you, we believe.
If you give us money now, we'll give you a really, really, really good cheeseburger. It's going to be like the best cheeseburger. We have this vision for a cheeseburger. We just give us your money now, and like 2-3 years from now, you're going to be chowing down on the greatest cheeseburger ever. And now it's like, hey, so remember when we said like 3 years for the cheeseburger? It's going to be more like 6. Cool. Hey, we need some more money too, by the way.
I'm so hungry.
I think I'm dying.
Yeah. The thing that gets me is just like the fact that they promised one thing and just completely 180 and did something completely different.
Right. And now they have to go back and make the thing they actually were trying to make. Yeah. So development essentially starting over.
I don't know how you could lose.
I hear System Shock is actually a really good game too. So
yeah, and there's a new one coming out apparently from a different studio now that was probably announced after this re-release was. So at this point, people will probably get a System Shock sequel. That's what they want.
Yeah. Really.
Before they get the remake they paid for.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. I don't know. Speaking of Kickstarters, we got Sperry. So remember we were talking about Sperry before with the Good Life. So he was going to work on that, but right now he's working on a couple other things at the same time. So it's not like really unheard of developers to work on different projects at the same time. But
it kind of is when they're Kickstarter projects, though.
Exactly.
You should really only have one of those at a time.
Exactly. Absolutely, for sure. The project that he's like associated with is called The Missing. It's a Arc Systems game. So the people who did the Guilty Gear and the Dragon Ball Fighters, they're working on a new game called The Missing. This game, it says that it'll launch in 2018, and platforms are unknown, which is odd. Usually you want to say what platforms they are. But yeah, just he's working on some other stuff. There's really not a whole lot of information other than that he's just working with Arc Systems.
It is also weird that like he just released a new Kickstarter for The Good Life because it wasn't funded on whatever that other site was.
Oh yeah, he's working on Fig. That's right.
Right. Yeah, Fig. That was it.
Yeah.
But now, like, you know, that new Kickstarter is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he also has another game that's coming out this year, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess he was probably already working on it, like, while getting this campaign up and running.
Yeah.
But it looks shady. Like, whenever you're trying to get publicity for a new game you want to make, but you're already working on another one, like, I wouldn't want to fund his project.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I started thinking about maybe I won't fund The Good Life then. Maybe I'll wait for the new game he's working with Arc Systems instead.
Right. It reminds me of when the Mighty Number 9 people did that Kickstarter for Red Ash or whatever.
Right.
Like while they were still struggling to make Mighty Number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we haven't heard anything else about that game since.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't funded, but then I guess they got picked up by a studio or whatever to make it anyway, like despite not being funded.
Yeah.
But there's been no news on it since then.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always kind of shady when they're trying to work on multiple things at a time.
Yeah, the concern is like
using other people's money.
Yeah, spreading yourself too thin under the public's resources.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Speaking of spreading things too thin, Atari. Ow! I just fucking cut my finger. It's great.
Quote unquote Atari.
Yes, we have to. We have to do
their
that
official
every
name.
time. Yep. Atari is going to be in the process of making their own cryptocurrency. So they're
Atari.
So cutting the blazing a path through the frontier of online media, Atari is making their own cryptocurrency called Atari Token. You can buy,
which is a pretty good name. I'll give them that.
Pretty good, yeah. You can buy your speaker hats with Atari tokens.
Nice.
It's actually the only thing you can use it for. The story doesn't say that, but I just assume.
Yeah. Let's see. What's their quote here? Blockchain technology is poised to take a very important place in our environment and to transform, if not revolutionize, the current economic ecosystem, especially in the areas of video game industry and online transactions. Given our technological strengths, the development studios, and the global reputation of the Atari brand, we have the opportunity to position ourselves attractively in this sector. Our objective is to take strategic positions with limited cash risk in order to optimize the assets and the Atari brand. It's just, I don't know. It's the way that it was like sounded, it kind of like they're trying to be bought, which is odd. It's like
sounds like a pitch.
We're trying to be attractive in this business.
I've never really understood how the blockchain infrastructure works. Like I mean I get what it is, but like anyone can just like create their own currency and enter it.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of like the physical media push back in the day with like, you know, where HD Blu-ray and HD DVD. I keep wanting to say HGTV. Anyway, the two HD disc mediums were fighting for dominance, and Blu-ray won. And then, like, I think Microsoft had put their big push into the other one that I'm not going to try to say anymore. And when it failed, they were like, that was like a, you know, that was a big push for us. I think like they had put that support into the 360 and things like that. Whereas like Sony, you know, owned Blu-ray and everything. And so like it feels like only one can come out on top with these kinds of things. And like Kodak was going to put out one. And then like obviously there's Bitcoin, which is the, you know, the prevailing one, but there's also like Cry tokens or something, and
Ethereum, Dogecoin. There's a bunch.
And they can't all succeed. Like that's not how money works.
Right.
So I don't get how you can just enter this market. Like you're just like, I'm going to create a cryptocurrency. Here, buy my money. But then what? Like,
okay.
the exchange rates have to work a certain way. There has to be a, you know, a set money value, which is based on the value of that currency, which is through demand, essentially. Like all currency is based on supply and demand.
Yeah.
So I don't understand it. But everyone thinks they can make a successful cryptocurrency. But again, they only have value as long as people want them.
I think we should hop on and just make our own cryptocurrency. CSG, Charge Shot Gold. Let's do it.
Oh, boom. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Charge Shot Gold.
TM. You gotta say that.
Yeah.
Just in case.
It was funny. I was talking to a buddy of mine about the whole cryptocurrency stuff, and I was talking to him, and I was like, you know, it's really kind of like concerning. Just as such a volatile form of currency is becoming so mainstream. Like, do you think that this is going to kind of like become more of like a forefront sort of thing? And then like he was essentially just basically saying, well, you know, it's the mainstream, and the way I see it, mainstream is where things go to die. So so that was his take on it. But I mean, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's like we're very much in a digital age. So I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know.
We actually have a new employee at our office. She's been there for like I think almost a month now, and she was actually a cryptocurrency trader. So like that's how she
really
like she's actually pretty good at like marketing and everything. So she actually owns like her own store and everything. But she was also into the crypto game as well, and she was making a bunch off of the crypto game.
Interesting.
It's crazy. Like so, I'd ask her stuff about it, but I don't remember any of it. So.
It's super confusing to keep track of.
Yeah,
it's insane.
But I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay, do you think we'll see more companies making cryptocurrencies like EA?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I think it's going to happen a lot more, and they're all going to fail because the whole point of this, like Lo said, is that like once something becomes the thing to do, everyone else in that market's going to fail unless you're just majorly disruptive. Like, you know, YouTube became popular, so everyone was like, oh man, we got to put out our own video uploading service. Are any of them still around in any like substantial fashion? No. Bitcoin, super successful, you know, like one Bitcoin is still like at a low point right now is still like 8,000 or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
With like $8,000.
Jiminy crickets.
And so all these other companies are like, oh man, we can do that. We've got way more market share than Bitcoin. You're a little late to the game.
Yeah.
Just a little.
So I see someone buying Bitcoin and like, you know, taking over the distribution of it being more likely than someone bringing in a new disruptive cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Yeah, I see like a lot of people getting in and then maybe it crashing even further.
Oh yeah, probably. Like just ruining the whole market because none of them are sustainable, and so it just takes all the others down with them.
Sure. Yeah. So there you go. Your hot takes on cryptocurrency from people who know the business.
Bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Totally. I just want it to fail so GPUs can go back to their regular prices.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I'm just glad I got mine. Like, it was right around the time when all this was starting, so I managed to get one, and then like the whole market crashed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Same here. THQ Nordic buys Saints Row, Metro, Dead Island, the Dead Island owner, and Coach Media.
Hold on, can I insert a transition for this real quick?
Sure.
Speaking of companies trying to capitalize on their former names.
Oh, there you go. All right. Good one. So yeah, it's THQ Nordic or Nordic, and then THQ Nordic.
Basically, they bought the THQ name and then have been subsequently buying up all of their old properties. Yeah. So now they're just THQ again.
They're basically THQ. They just need the SmackDown versus Raw games again and a bunch of other licensed games. Yeah, so that's like the headline kind of speaks for itself. They're just bought up a bunch of old THQ properties. They didn't say that there's going to be any cost saving measures, so layoffs are unlikely. Yeah, THQ is kind of back. Not really.
Well, to be clear, they bought up Deep Silver, which is Dead Island and Metro.
Yeah.
Which, there's a new Metro game coming out soon, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Volition, which is Saints Row. There's supposedly also a new one of those in development right now. And then Dam Buster, which I hadn't heard of, but they do Homefront. And I think there's a new one of those coming out soon too.
That's right. Yeah.
So they're buying up like very active developers that all, have pretty big games on the. Oh, there's a new Dead Island coming too, I think. That's been announced already.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're essentially just buying up all these companies just in time for their games to come out and then profit on them. Pretty smart.
It is. Yeah, definitely.
Because this whole deal was like 21 million or something like that. I don't know if it has that here, but I think I read it somewhere else.
It's a lot of
121 euro million deal.
Okay, 121, not 21.
Yeah, that 21 would be like a hell of a deal to get.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what that converts into either.
I don't know.
I think the euro is higher than the dollar right now, so it'd probably be around 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do some conversions. I don't know. THQ is back to being THQ. Let's see if they can sustain that.
They seem to be better though.
In dollars.
I mean, they definitely have more resources now.
I'm curious as to the next Saints Row game. Hope it's good.
Yeah, the Agents of
Mayhem
was
yeah.
That didn't do too well. It's 150 million.
Oh, okay. So it's
USD.
I did the opposite. Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not sure if a Saints Row 5 would be well received now.
Yeah.
You think about how
that's why I'm curious. Yeah,
sensitive everyone is, and then you think about Saints Row and people running around with a dildo bat, beating up hookers and stuff, and it's like,
right?
Would they make it too tame for the modern audiences, or would they just be like, I don't care, there's an audience for this, I'm sure.
I'm hoping that they just do the Volition thing, just double down on just the craziness. Just call it like Saints Row 5, the Triggered Edition or something like that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that'd be good, actually.
I could already hear the internet like.
But would they double down and like Saints 4 way, where they make it less of a good game at the expense of making it, stupider? Or would they double down and make their GTA 5, where it's like, this is super offensive, but also like a really compelling gameplay?
Mm-hmm.
I think they just need to reset the series. Like, it's time to let go. Yeah.
Well, the end of 4 was like, it kind of opened up that door for them to be able to do that. So who knows?
I mean, leaving a virtual world, I guess you can kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah, and then I guess Agents of Mayhem is like a alternate universe or something based on the ending of 4. I don't know. Anyways, and also, by the way, I just realized that I bought Agents of Mayhem when it was on sale. It was on sale for like $10. And then I was like, I played it for a bit, and then I was like, oh, But they only spent $10 on this. It's a good idea. It's a good premise, but I don't know. It's missing something. I don't know what it's missing. Like I want to say you can just I want to say slap a bunch of Saints Row characters in there and it would be good, but I don't think that would make it good all of a sudden. But I don't know. Doubt it, but either way, I hope they don't screw up Saints Row 5. That was really my
all that. I mean, I really do think that they could have a similar trend of GTA, because like GTA 3 was like the one that put it on the map after the first two were just fine. Same with Saints Row. GTA 4 has the people that love it, but was a vastly different game.
Yeah.
Same with Saints Row 4. And then 5 was like, okay, we get what people want. Here it is. This thing is bigger than ever. You know, we have the ability to do this now. I think Saints Row could do the same thing.
I hope they do. I really do.
Especially if they put a strong online component in there. Like, I'd be excited.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Fill in some of the gaps that GTA Online lacks.
Yes.
You know, I've been kind of wanting to get back into GTA Online, like the last couple of weeks.
Have you?
I've been
we still need to.
I should call you guys up, see if you're free to play some.
Yeah.
I got the itch
I'm down.
for GTA, and it's not a VD.
Valentine's Day?
Uh-huh.
This is funny because before you were just so not about GTA Online.
I know. I was not. Super
and then when we first were trying to get into a game with you, I was like, oh great, he's gonna be even less about GTA Online.
Yep.
So I was surprised to hear at the end of that session you're like, oh yeah, cool, I like GTA. Like, oh sweet.
Yeah. Again, once you get into the game, like it's fun.
Yeah. Once you have friends to play with, it's fun.
Once you crash your helicopter into a whatever that was called,
gang war.
Gang war. Yeah.
Yeah. That was rad.
Speaking of things that are rad, at least for Justin, is Spyro Trilogy Remaster coming to PS4 this year.
Yay.
Allegedly. It's still allegedly. I think it's true.
According to multiple sources familiar with the project, Activision is currently working on a Spyro the Dragon Trilogy Remaster, which will be announced March 2018 and released in Q3 2018. It wouldn't surprise me if they did a remaster. They've been doing remasters of their other stuff, like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I mean, they're making a medieval remaster, which is not nearly as big as Spyro.
No, it's not.
Oh, wow, yeah. Not at all, yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah.
But I think that's more of like an up-res, whereas this would be like Crash, where they just use new assets, but build the same, same game from the ground up, using new assets, rather than make a new game.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because really all it's doing is it's creating a new engine that plays like the old games, new assets and all that, so that if they do want to make a new game, they've already got it all built for it.
Yeah.
But they can make all their money off of member before they have to put the big money into actually like level design and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's smart. And I would totally buy this day one. I miss Spyro, and
it's a good game to do it with, for sure.
I don't remember which one I played the most, actually. It was probably the original because I bought that on the PlayStation Network. But like back in the day, like on PS1, I think I've actually played the most of 2 or 3. I don't remember which. Those two kind of blur together to me. But because that was one of those series where like the first one was very kind of limited, and then like 2 and 3 expanded all your stuff like drastically.
Yeah.
So I forget which one's which, but
yeah,
they were so good.
I don't think I've ever played a Spyro game, so I might pick it up. I don't know.
Yeah, now would be your chance.
Yeah, I did it with the PS3 when they came out with all those like collections of their previous PlayStation 2 games, like the Jack and Daxter and the thieving one,
nice.
Sly Cooper.
Oh, Sly.
Yeah, Sly Cooper. Ooh, cool,
so
cool.
I might pick this one up if it comes out.
Yeah, they actually did have a Jack remaster out too. It wasn't like this, like where it was fully remade, but I was kind of tempted by that.
Yeah,
it was like Jack 2, Jack 3, and Jack X, I think, like the racing one.
Yeah, I had a code for the first Jack and Daxter, and I redeemed it. I forgot, I didn't even run it by you.
Well, that's cool. The first one's okay. It's more of a traditional platformer.
Yeah.
2 and 3 are like, I think it's controversial because a lot of people don't like that it went like darker and more serious. But I like the world you explore and stuff in 2 and 3 more.
I liked it too. I like that direction that they ended up going in for sure.
Yeah. It was like one of the first like open world games, really, if you think about it. Like the city that you explore in Jak 2 is really cool, and like you can run around and find side quests and like, you know, hidden collectibles all over the place and pretty much go anywhere. Like it really is an open world. It's just not the best.
I wouldn't say it's the
use
first
one.
Anyways, yeah, like I said, I wouldn't say it's the first, but it was probably like one of the like it was there with the like trying to break new ground.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like GTA was the first open world, but I'm meaning like, you know, kind of fully realized like 3D.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, run around, jump, things like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Spyro, also exciting. But I'd say if they don't announce it next month, it's probably not coming, because this whole thing would have to be right for the rumor to be right. But I fully believe it's coming. I think I've said that before when they like were talking about Crash. I was like, Spyro's next. It's obvious. Spyro's next.
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm just waiting at this point.
Speaking of some old games, Shaq Fu. You guys remember Shaq Fu?
Oh yeah. There's a trailer or something.
Shaq Fu's sequel is announced to come this spring. So get ready for Shaq Fu 2, the Shaq Fuing.
I think it's the Legend of Shaq Fu, actually. I like the Shaq Fuing.
Yeah, this is an announcement. I saw that there. I was like, we have to bring up Shaq Fu again, because
and it's coming to all platforms, which is kind of cool.
It's a great Switch game, I hear.
Probably
because everything is a great Switch game.
It's silly though. Like that really did seem like it was a joke when they first were talking about it, and then like it actually got made, and we're like, oh, okay, Shaq don't joke.
Nope, no, he doesn't.
And our last news story, unless you guys want to stop me, is that The Evil Within 2 is updating to have a first-person view. So if you like Evil Within 2, you can play it in first person now. There you go. And
I got nothing.
Okay. I'm just waiting on you guys to see if you brought up any news stories or not. Justin? Is he there? Justin? I think he's gone.
Uh-oh.
I clicked on his portrait and he's not there.
Oh, uh-oh. I thought he was just looking at you for a second.
Yeah, I know. He's just staring off into space. Justin. I wonder if his computer crashed.
Uh-oh. He did say that was happening. He did say that happened last time.
Yeah, it's happened before.
Man down, man down.
He should still have all his audio, and if not, I can just always use the backup that I record.
Yeah.
Anyways, I never actually played Shaq Fu, by the way. I've just always heard the stories about how it's like just a really bad SNES game.
Yeah.
It's like a fighting game, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. I've been thinking about cracking open my SNES Mini and see if I could put on some other ROMs for it, if you will. Hey, Justin.
I hear something. Hi.
Hi. Are you okay?
What is that?
Are you back?
Oh, yeah. No, there was like audio playing in the background because I had it restore the pages when it crashed.
Okay. All right.
I didn't know where it was coming from.
All right. Well, we did our last news story unless you wanted to say anything else.
No, I have nothing to add to that.
Okay.
Please don't crash.
Just get through this one part.
Yeah. I'm just going to have to start it where I left off, though. So it's going to be...
No problem.
It'll be off from right now.
Okay.
This is an audio cue.
Well, we're back. Just for the end, you got here in time. Where can the people find you?
I am Zero Score all over the internet, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Reddit. I guess I don't know if that counts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've just got the Final Fantasy 9 stuff going on every week, so check that out over on YouTube.
Awesome. And Lo.
You can find me on Twitter at Near the Hero, N3R0 THEH3R0. You can also find me on YouTube, Near the Hero with letters. I upload videos sometimes, and you can find me here every week for the most part with these fine gentlemen. You're on Chart Shot. Listen to more of us. Please.
And you can find me, your host Thomas, at CSG Thomas on Twitter. You can also find us all here at chartshot.com. That's where all of our content goes for the site. And you can also email me, Thomas at chartshot.com. You can also support us on Patreon, patreon.com/chartshot. That's where you can support us, keep the lights on, keep the hosting going, so we can keep doing this for you every year. Till then, guys, enjoy your games.
Bye, everyone. We love you.
I love you more.
I don't.
No love. Thomas has no love for you. Thomas don't care.
I gotta make up for Ben.
Thomas is a tough parent.
Thomas is just like, yeah, you're fine. You're okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Saving that. Are you guys gonna do your play some of your 20XX?
I'm good for it.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
C50.
That's 1.0 now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been 1.0. This is like the first like post-launch update,
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Or DLC, I guess.
Nice. Good stuff.
Which, yeah, I wasn't going to get the DLC. I assumed that'll still let me play with you as that character.
Oh, I hope so.
I hope so. That would be kind of stupid if it didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it is the case, we have something to talk about.
Talk about how bullshit that is.
Right? You were doing so well up until this very point.
Well, there's an update queued for it, so probably.
Sweet. Yeah, there was other just like quality of life updates and stuff like that too.
Okay.
Additions, so.
Oh yeah, let me get this audio file exported and whatnot, and then we can start that up, and I'll start a new one.
Sweet.
This has like 200 megabytes to download anyway, but I'd say we'd probably hop into an audio call though, so I can turn this stuff off. I think Hangouts is what kills my computer.
Yeah.
I can see
it's
that.
like weirdly intensive.
Yeah, we can do a Discord call, video call next time. Whoa. There goes the lights.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna hop out. I'll see you guys around.
All right. Bye.
Alrighty.